Okay, here we go again. I think I like you just a little more than friends. I know I've been so nervous. When I'm with you, it feels so perfect. You build me up and then tear me down. You pull me under until I drown. I swear you're kinda like a drug. I'm craving my fix, I can never get enough. I think I'm losing my mind when you're not around me. Hold up, rewind, knock me off of my feet. I love how you make me crave you. Nothing comes close, I can never replace you. You turn my rainy days to sunshine. You're my light inside the dark. My heart is beating way too fast. I really wanna make this last. So hey boy, can you come a little closer? Love you even more when you're bending me over. Don't be shy, look me in my eyes. I can get this kind of feeling from just any other guy. I said, hey boy, can you go a little rougher? We can get sweaty, you can make me suffer. Damn, I love it, but I hate it when you go. Stay a little longer, make me curl my toes again. Oh, you make it hard to breathe when you're deep inside of me. Don't stop, you just hit my spot now. Give me everything you got. Oops, I got way too damn horny. Boy, we turned it right into a slutty love story. Sucking him off till the sun comes up. Now he's gripping my cock, think I'm about tonight. You know it, let me show you. Baby, beat it up just like I owe you. We can do it slow, we can do it fast. I don't really care, I just really want it in my ass right now. So pound it until I'm leaking. There's no safe words in this bed. I'm all yours and you're all mine. So give me what's between your thighs. Hey boy, can you come a little closer? Love you even more when you're bending me over. Don't be shy, look me in my eyes. I can get this kind of feeling from just any other guy. I said, hey boy, can you go a little rougher? We can get sweaty, you can make me suffer. Damn, I love it, but I hate it when you go. Stay a little longer, make me curl my toes again. Oh, you make it hard to breathe when you're deep inside of me. Don't stop, you just hit my spot now. Give me everything you got. Don't you ever leave me. Fuck me till I stop screaming. You're everything I want and need. Don't stop, you just hit my spot now. Give me everything you got.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so for some fucking reason, Streamlabs decided to delete all of my fucking settings. Like, I guess it updated and it deleted all my shit. So, I had to sit here. So, here I was, barbecue sauce on my titties. No, I had to sit here and, like, re-put everything back up. That's why I meant to start, like, 30 minutes ago. But I had to sit here and reorganize shit. Like, I don't even have... All my shit is gone. Like, Ingo and Emmett are gone. I don't know where they went. I had to change the fucking... I had to change the... I couldn't find where I saved that artwork of snakes. So now this is what I have as the hide screen. Because I'm like, what do I do? I don't know where it is. Eddie Hoodle with a side of soup. I'm mad. Bat. We're gonna get rid of that Angie by listening to Jorrun and make our brains go numb. This is the least nut button sound. Yeah, my audio still works because my audio wasn't connected to Streamlabs, but I had to like rebind all of these buttons. Like, bro. No, yeah, this works still. So, let me know if like stuff is weird, looks weird. Hope you enjoyed cannabis legalization in Maryland. Zabrem, the past, like, 3 times I've streamed, I've been very high. I don't feel like getting high right now, but, like, I've been very fucking high. Let's see who's here. We got Zabrem and Jinx and Polynomial Purebred, Maxwell, Pussy Destroyer, Flirt Girl, one of those weirdos. Oh, yeah, Maxwell English. That song was about gay sex. That was a gay sex love song. Delali, Mandy, Evil Little McNuggets, hello. Fresh off the turnip truck, hello, hello, hello. Okay. So give me a second, because I realized as I started the stream I didn't set up game capture, so, give me just a second. Sources. Oh, I'm so fucking annoyed. So we will... Where do I want to put this? I'll put this here. Okay. Let's see if it works when I do this. Alright, Helgato, we doing this? Or we're not doing this? My Elgato is not doing this? Hello? Are you gonna work or what? It's not even Streamlabs that's doing it. It's fucking... You could just announce how you're doing at the game and not show us like a true gamer. I could be like, yeah, I'm getting all the kills. Like fucking Jesse. Hold on. Oh, is this not gonna work? I don't know what's going on with my shit today. Oh, the program is glitching, that's why. Do it Jorrun style and record it on a phone, hey buddy! And listen, Rita. Let's try this again. There we go. Jesus Christ. I don't know why it was taking so long. Oh, no, it fucking... Okay. And then we do that. Do I want to play Smash Bros or Pokemon today? Any hoodle with a side of soup. Let's get started with call number 4. I'm gonna try to finish these before Wes goes live in a couple hours, so.
On the night of July 6th, 2020,
We play Pokemon?
Jorrun released
Okay.
his apology video. He didn't even mean to do
Oh,
it.
that's loud. Hold on.
The reaction was swift and fierce. On July 7th, 2020, Jorrun called Wes to discuss his feelings. This was an hour before the interview with many syllables and was a chance for Jorrun to prepare. Warning, Wes Most is kind of a troll in this call.
Wes?
If that is
A troll? No way.
not your thing, please skip this video. The date was July 7th, 2020. The time was 12:30 p.m.
You, with everything, you know, that's happened since last
Yeah,
night.
Wes wouldn't do that.
What's going on in your head right now?
Oh god, I don't even remember what I was doing in this game. It's been so long since I've touched Pokemon because I've been so like Metal Gear. I've been so into that lately. Trolling isn't my thing. I'm gonna skip!
Well, very nervous about the interview.
Mm-hmm.
I've done everything I can physically and mentally to keep myself calm.
Okay. What do you mean?
I'm not running away, which is something.
What did you do physically?
I did a little...
Oh, for those who watched me play Legends Arceus, I brought over what I could of my team to this game. So this is the same Gudra from Legends Arceus. This is the same Spiritomb and the same Gallade. I just I'm waiting for the DLC where I can put the rest of the team on here.
I did a little exercise. I did a little meditation. I smoked a little CBD.
Smoke
what kind of exercise
CBD.
did you do, just out of curiosity?
Maxwell, I'll put it up later. It's you know how it is. It's a pain in the ass to get your friend code up.
Push-ups.
Oh, all right. That's good.
I find if I exercise, if I fatigue myself a little bit physically, it helps me with anxiety and stuff like that.
No, that's good to
Soda!
hear. So, were you around when the video debuted, or did you just set it to debut and kind of forget about it? And have you looked at the video? What are your thoughts?
I have not looked at any comments.
Okay.
I've completely isolated myself from anyone online up until about half an hour ago.
Okay. And have you got a lot of messages?
Last I saw, notification was at least 20.
Wow.
So it's a lot, but I'm like, I need to be in the right frame of mind for this interview, because right now the interview is the most important thing, and I don't want to be in any sort of negative headspace where I can't do my best for that.
Yeah. Well, let's after the interview.
I probably should have went with Docspun. I kind of forgot that was a thing.
Let's talk about it, because there were some comments made I know you don't want to read everything, but there were some comments made from some people that you may want to address. So let's do that after your interview. I agree you should be in the right headspace. You did some push-ups. You smoked some CBD. Did you eat a good breakfast? Or I guess it's lunchtime there, huh?
Yeah. I haven't eaten the last 2 days, but don't look at that drastically because I fasted in the past. So it's
Jorrun, you know it's not like super good to fast like that, right? Like usually they only want you to fast for like what, like 12 hours I think is the max you should do. I'm not an expert at it, but it's like, yo, if you fast for too long, your body's going to go into starvation mode.
a lot easier for me than other people.
Okay. Well, that's good. You should maybe do some content about fasting.
Hey,
at some
Honest.
point. I bet people would be really interested in that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a great
So,
idea.
All right, so this interview. What
That's
kind of
Heatran.
questions are you anticipating being asked? What are the questions that make you nervous? I guess would be the best question, and then let's work backwards from there.
I think anticipating any questions about me getting aroused by underage girls.
Do you expect that question to come up, and how are you going to answer it?
I do anticipate it'll come up.
Mhm.
I mean, she's given me no information. I don't know if it's going to be a half-hour interview or a 2-hour interview. I have no idea the amount of questions.
Well,
I just know that she can
in
feel.
my experience, you write down 10, 15, 20 questions, and then while you're interviewing, 20, 30 more come up. I've never set a planned time for an interview, but most of mine have gone at least an hour and a half. Now, this is a different situation, and I don't know her interview style, but yeah. it's
Bro,
a
I
good
got
idea
one
not to-
hit on
not to
you.
plan an amount of time that it's going to take.
Oh, I have no plans. This is the main thing for today, and if I have time later to do some laundry.
Okay. So, if asked that question, how are you going to respond to that?
I have absolutely.
Hey, Blue Boy and Cat G. I think I said hi to Honest, but Honest gets another hi.
Got aroused looking at pictures of high school girls.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But that's not what I mean. You know what the question is going to be next, though, right?
Have I pleasured myself?
Have I pleasured myself?
Yeah, that's one of them, and your answer would be what?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And then the little girl. I mean, I think she looks about 7 or 8. So you would pleasure yourself to the high school girls, and then you would get to the little girls, hit a like, and then move on to
Hey,
find
Wes.
something else. Or that's what the question's going to be. So, but like, why? Let's do the mock interview here. Why would you take the time? Why would you even like something like that while in a state of arousal?
Hey, Danny. Yeah, he sat here admitting to jerking off to minors, basically, so... Yeah, exactly, Honest. I think a lot of people haven't heard this before, where they're like, oh, what's so bad about Jorrun? And then we hear that he was smacking his pekka around to girls that he had no idea the age of, but he knew they were underage.
Because in my bullshit thought process, which is exactly what is bullshit, I'll be like, oh, she'll appreciate a like. Oh, isn't that cute? I'm being nice.
Hey, Bitter Almonds.
Like, so say you had a girlfriend, and she came in. I don't know. She came in unexpectedly to your house, and you were on the TV and you were watching Pornhub, which totally normal.
The poetry.
For an adult to be watching that kind of material. But then in the picture-in-picture, you had like Little Miss Perfect or one of those kiddie pageant shows on in a picture-in-picture.
Ugh.
And she said, "What are you doing?" And you said, "Well, I was watching some porn, but then I also wanted to give the Nielsen rating to this show, so I had it open in a box on the bottom." Do you think she would believe that?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So how believable does that sound to you when you say, "Yeah, I was in the middle of pleasuring myself, but then I saw this little girl and thought, why not give her a like?" She went out of her way to dress like a genie and do a little dance routine.
She went out of her way to dress like a genie.
Or whatever. So I would probably work
This is like the stuff that Jorrun admitted just freely. Like, oh my god.
on that one because I don't know if that's going to be sufficient.
That's what real talk, as Chef says. The problem is, I know I'm
Real talk, as Chef says. I don't think Chef is the only one who says real talk, but all right.
true.
Mm-hmm.
But the way things are, in the context, it looks like I'm guilty.
Yeah.
And I want to be as honest as possible. No,
Well, that's a good start.
poured out my blood and, pardon me?
No, that's a good start. So what would be the second question that you were concerned about?
Yeah, that too. Admit it to you, Wes, who, like, as far as he's concerned, Wes is beloved. No, for real though. Like, he's sitting here being like, yeah, let me just admit this shit to Wes and expect to stay in this community. Like, nah, dog, that's not how it's gonna work. Like, what are you talking about?
I think that's the main thing. I mean, everything else is going to be
Hi,
I mean,
slash.
there has to be. Well, then that's it. What is your biggest concern at all? Is it that is it further humiliation? What is it that worries you the most? Because you've already done stage one, which was the apology. So
what do I want to
is it
use
that
against
worries you
this
most
thing?
about this next part when you're going to get on with mini syllables? And I'm sure she's going to ask you some questions that are hard to answer. And you know that
Let's try
shying away
Garganackle.
from those would probably be the worst thing to do. So
yeah.
let's ease you into that. So give me some examples of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Give me some examples of questions that are going to be hard to answer. Are there certain people that you don't want to be addressed, or was there anyone that you feel was maybe left out of the apology that you would want to address with her while talking to her?
Hey, Omega.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, as far as the work, first, if I can just give you an update. I got contacted by the social worker who's got the master's degree.
Okay.
He talked to me.
Oh, I just realized, what does having a master's degree have to do with it? The social worker with the master's degree. Like, okay. And?
I just finished scanning his documents and sending it back to them. So I am...
Zabrem, this was 7/6/2000, like 2020, I want to say. Had a weird dichotomy in her mind, but in practice she prefers matching the fuck up DJ Payne! Hey, Guru!
going full speed ahead ASAP with getting into counseling.
So that was going to be my question. Is there going to be, an apology part 2 where you kind of show that, because we discussed it, and a lot of these guys on TCAP would say, well, I was looking into getting therapy, and maybe now I need to. What was the teacher? What was that jackass's name who drove the Corvette? He was
Little
talking
red
about,
Corvette.
Maybe this is kind of the kick in the pants I need to push me that direction.
How'd I sleep? I woke up like really fucking stiff, so I'm guessing I did not fucking move that entire goddamn night.
But then there's never any follow-up with it. And if you watch,
Right.
if you watch some of the the predator catching channels on YouTube, there's one of the guys. God, I can't remember the name of it right now. The dude's name is Neo, but he said, like, you want me to take your video down?
Bro?
Contact me. He
Hey,
gives them
Roy.
all information on how they can seek help in their area, and he says, contact me after, and show me proof that you're trying to get help and you're taking this seriously, and I'll take the video down. So what would you want if someone was if like say Mackenzie or Mac and Cheese or Mackenzie Cheese, whatever, if Mac and Cheese were to contact you and say, I'll remove the Google Drive if you do blank, what would it be? Like, what would you be willing to do? Would you make a second apology where you're showing the progress that you're making, or what are you willing? Because that's another question I'm sure you'll be asked: is what is the ultimate end game for you, and how would you like this to end?
I definitely like the idea of an update video sometime in the future saying, I have been getting counseling. These are the steps I've taken. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I would not shy away from that.
Okay. And so, yeah, you'd be willing to update the people on your progress as you go through with that, and I'm sure people would appreciate that. What is something that you don't, what would it be? What would make you want to terminate the interview, or what's going to really turn you off if you get asked about it? What's off limits?
I don't think there's anything, which is very easy to say because I have no idea what's coming. Well, not no idea, but I
would think of
from
any.
What she's.
Oh, go ahead.
Hmm?
No, go ahead.
From what she's told me, it sounds like she wants very much to be impartial and fair. It's not a shock interview where she's going to sandbag.
A shock
She's gonna try to
interview.
be let's say Mr. Spock-ish, even while.
Why does he want to be defended so bad? If he really felt sorry, he'd be like, "Nah, I'm a piece of shit. You don't have to defend me. Just interview me, and I can talk about like how I'm a piece of shit." Like, bro. You did, Sloth Cat, actually.
She, of course, has her own feeling. Of course. I really want to do this. I will tell you, I have been going through thoughts of completely terminating and closing my YouTube account.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very glad I did the apology, and I'm glad I'm doing this interview. What happens after that, I would wish that it never gets talked about again.
You really thought... He really thought he would just roll back up in here and we would just be like, "Okay, Jorrun, we're fine with you having a predator in the community." No, dog. We're going to tell you to leave and never fucking come back. I'm baffled. This man is baffling to me.
But, that's not super realistic.
Mm-hmm. So if she asks you...
I would hope that people either leave me completely in my life and hate me or reach out in a practical way.
Mm-hmm. If she asked you a hypothetical...
Not be prolonged.
If she asked you a hypothetical, like, what would you be willing to do to make this all go away and never be spoken about again? Do you have an answer prepared for that? Because people love asking hypotheticals.
I absolutely don't.
Oh, yeah, you gotta get those hypotheticals.
I figure, fuck it, I'm gonna tear her into a type that's gonna suck against this thing, but we're about to lose anyway, so fuck it.
That's almost like being asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years at a job interview? You've got to have the hypotheticals ready. So let's test that one. I'm many syllables. Jorrun, what would you be willing to give in order to make this all go away? If you could snap your fingers, and for lack of a better term, make a wish and make it all disappear. What would you be willing to do?
I haven't thought of that. The main thing I've thought about is...
Yeah, exactly, Cat G. He really thought we were just gonna be like, "That took guts. That took chutzpah, kid. We'll let you back in here." Like, nah, dog. Like, with how this community, like, enjoys how Lauren gets trolled. Ooh, excuse me. How much he gets trolled, and we relish in that fact, and he just thinks that it's gonna be A-okay. Like, nah, dude. Fuck is wrong with you?
Counseling so I can change myself. So, in future, I treat everybody the way they should be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Basic human decency.
Yeah, that's not really an answer to the question.
That's not an answer.
That sounds kind of like a canned
I don't
answer.
have an answer.
Well, that's why we're doing
really
this,
don't know.
Jorrun. That's why we're doing this, so you can come up with an answer. Like, what would you be, if that question is asked, you can't say, "Well, I'm going to counseling." It really does sound like a canned answer.
I haven't thought that far into the future, Wes.
All right, well, Jorrun,
I haven't thought past today.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this right now. I'm trying to help you out here. So, if she asks you that question, what would your answer be? Because just going to counseling isn't going to make it go away and any of those other things. I know you mentioned, not wanting to get rid of your YouTube channel, and that's understandable. What is your plan with that? What if that was the hypothetical, Jorrun? Would you, if you knew that deleting your channel would make this all go away, would you do it? Your answer would be what?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
And deleting all and never having another channel, getting rid of the music channel, just completely being gone from YouTube Jorrun, would you trade that for making this all go away?
That would suck incredibly. I would hate to do it, but I do it.
Okay, then let's practice another question. Okay, how about this one? Jorrun, why would you think after the things that you've done that you would be able to come back to a community that actively trolls and hates on people who sexualize children?
And he really... I love how his answer is, well, I don't think. Like, no, that's not an answer, dude.
I don't think.
Then why are you even doing all this? Like, what's the point? If you don't think, then what's the point of all this? Like, just go.
You don't think? I don't. What does that mean?
Pardon
Like
me.
a statement, or?
No. It is. If you already know me. But I don't think that they should want me around, or.
Then what's the point? What is all this shit you're doing then?
Welcome me with open arms.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't proved myself to have the right integrity. I have no
Oh god, I forgot
problem with
Urshifu's in
people
the game.
who dislike me for the good reasons I've given them to, not trust me.
Okay. All right. And I don't want to take too much of your time because I know you guys are
Jinx, you say that, but now we're desperate for Jorrun to come back so we can laugh at him some more.
supposed to get on the phone in 10 minutes here. But another question that may come up is, now that there are comparisons being made between you and Lauren Armstrong, what are your thoughts on that? And again, I was acting as many syllables when asking that question.
Wow, I actually have an answer for that one.
Oh,
Do
perfect.
you?
Let's hear it.
My answer is I want to be as unlike Lauren Armstrong as humanly possible.
Well, let
And-
me interrupt you there. Lauren wants to be unlike Lauren Armstrong as well. No one wants to be that.
Correct.
So I would,
Tell me that.
I would work on that intro a little bit, because saying you don't want, Lauren doesn't want to be a liar. He just needs to figure out why. Lauren doesn't want to be a lot of things. He just needs he doesn't want to smoke. He just needs to.
He is around Lauren's age. He's what, 51, 52 at this point? Something like that.
Blah blah blah. So I would work on that
Right.
opening a little bit. But yeah, continue. So let's ask the question again. And again, I'm many syllables. Jorrun, now that comparisons are being made between you and Lauren Armstrong, what are your thoughts on that? Looking back at your old content, of course, what are your thoughts on that now?
I think there were times where I was way too close to thinking and acting like Lauren, and I want to do my very best to change and get counseling, and most importantly, not run away from responsibility, and to take blame, stuff that Lauren has never done. That's the best way I know of to not be like Lauren, is to admit there's a problem, to face it head on, take responsibility, and do the hard work to change.
But you don't. You did none of that.
All right, and let's do one more before you hop off here to get on that call. Now, you brought up your Christian upbringing in your apology. Can you explain why that was
I guess all
relevant?
fire types
And do you
here.
think maybe any people who identify as Christian or religious in any way would take offense to that?
I don't think they would take. I haven't contemplated a way that they would take offense to that.
Well, maybe by saying, kind of like how Lauren was raised by Ma, you were saying, I was raised by Christ, so I should have known better. But maybe some people will look at using religion in an apology video as a kind of a cop out, or I maybe feel sorry for me, or you can.
Or you can't
relate
close
to
it.
me
It won't let me
because
close it.
I'm a religious person, and is that going to be your next step? Like, well, I've accepted Jesus or Vishnu or whoever into your life, and now you're going to be this better person. So what would your answer be to that, regarding people and being
Hey,
raised
Salty Robot.
religiously?
Yeah. I have. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask if you thought maybe that was maybe that wasn't the best idea for the apology video to include that. Or...
Oh boy, I don't know. I don't know. I do dislike people who name check Jesus or anyone else. It's like, see, because obviously the predator is like, no, I could not have done this. I worship blah, blah, blah. But I just wanted to give people my background and how I was taught.
Mm-hmm.
And I was foolish to ignore the great advice I was given.
Well, I would ask this: if you were able to ignore that, and
Well, Slash, we all know that the sexiest one to me is Sexy Man Stanley.
sexualize high school girls and below, would you say you were ever actually religious, or were you maybe playing religious?
I was. I've changed quite a bit over the past 20 years. In some ways good, in some ways not.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very, very super religious up till at least 25, and I still have parts of me that are spiritual. For what it's worth, you personally, I've been praying quite a bit today, yesterday.
Well, that that timeline when you're saying until 20 years ago or whatever, is that going to match up to things that are going to be?
I'm going to shit in my pants.
Line?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone will see that nothing. There was nothing inappropriate or
God damn it!
women or genie fan fiction or anything like that written prior to kind of when you broke away from your religious ideals and teachings.
Well, the two timelines are exactly the same, so that is absolutely true, because I didn't even get online the first time till 1997, and
Hey, goddamn doctor.
within a year of that, I was out of the church.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're genie.
Okay. Well, that's probably an interesting story to tell all in itself. So maybe you should, consider that in the future for content along with the fasting stuff. And then one last one. What would you rate if you had to rate? Because I've heard this asked before. Looking back over the last 16 hours or so, if you had to rate the apology video, what would you give it today?
I would give it a 9.
And that's on the scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
All right.
Homeboy.
Now, my original one, without your help, much lower.
Okay.
But the one I put out at the end where I really...
A 9? Really?
Left it all on the field like
A 9?
Your coach wouldn't be yelling at you because you left them out there. You put it
No,
all on the field.
no.
A 9.
Wow, I actually have something to be happy about. Yes, I'm happy with it.
No, yeah, absolutely should be happy about that. And do you have a joke or anything like that to lighten the mood, or if one's asked for it, you have anything at all to give? Because you are a comedian, so
that's a great one. I had 2 quotes, but honestly, I was like, what if I start with a joke and people think I'm not taking it seriously?
I think a joke is a great idea. Do you have one ready?
Okay. I was going to do 2. I was going to do what should happen to me, maybe sent to an island.
Oh, that's perfect. What's
And
the
then,
other one?
Because I love Anthony Palumbo, if she says how I feel, I go, I relax.
I say you open with the Anthony Palumbo and close with the Sent to an Island.
Okay.
I think you're ready. Now get out there and play ball.
Yes, Coach.
He really thought this was a good
yeah,
idea.
Well, let's plan to talk after to see how you feel after the interview, and then get on with your day and work on those improvements.
Thank you, Wes.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right.
Alright, let's get to number 4. Or number 5, sorry. Where the hell is it? Here it is.
We are finally at the end. This was the last call with...
What? I can't imagine. I just imagine being like, baby, what the fuck? Baby, what the fuck? Like, what? What? The fuck is wrong with him?
Jorrun, a few hours after his interview with many syllables. Jorrun rates his performance, the performance of many syllables, and makes plans for his future. Will he be making a comeback? Once again, Westmost is a troll in this call. If that is not your thing, please skip this video. The date was July 7, 2020, the time was 4 p.m.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
It's like what he calls. It's like when he calls Tegan. Hi, like, sir, what are you doing?
How did it go?
Very good, considering. Very, very good, actually.
You looked like an idiot in that,
Was
Jorrun.
anything new uncovered? Was she able to shake anything loose that maybe you hadn't been fully transparent with before that's really going to assist people?
I don't think so. There were a few questions she asked me that's like, wow, that's something I haven't thought about at all. But a lot of the questions, she said, why specifically did you comment the way you did on Molly's? And I was just like, there was actually a moment of, duh, why did I do that?
Mm-hmm.
But we went through, she was pretty thorough. She didn't ask me, would you take your channel down if that would help people. She did say, were you going to make more comments going forward? I said, I've been concentrating the last few days just on the apology video and this interview.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I've given no real thought to that. But she did not shy away from going deep, and I did not shy away either.
Okay.
The whole thing was actually done in only about hour 15 tops.
Oh, she's good.
She's very good, and I didn't. Well, allow me a small joke here, Wes. I did not blame things on Amanda James and mac and cheese.
Oh, well, that's always good. There was no Amanda James man. How about meatballs? I guess
No
there's
delicious meatballs.
There's
either.
enough meatballs in that Google Drive, right? That was a little joke. So how would you, if you had to rate her, 1 to 10, what would you give her?
Her skills?
Yeah, as far as the interview, what would you give her skills? 'Cause
Ooh, I'll say an 8 or 9. Probably a 9 would be more accurate. She was very good.
what would have made her a 10?
Ooh, probably rather minute stuff. Like she lost her place a couple
Jorrun, she lost her place because your dumbass couldn't keep up.
times. Once I asked her to repeat a question.
How is her having to repeat a question her fault? That's your fault for not listening, stupid.
But yeah, she's really good. She stuck with me as far as being impartial. I never felt as though she had an agenda. At the same time, she was direct, but not overly pressuring when it came to the difficult questions.
That's good.
And a couple times I'm like, okay, that question was long. Please cut it into 2 questions or rephrase it.
How is that her fault, Jorrun? You clearly couldn't understand the assignment, dummy.
And she did that.
So a strong 9.
It was fun and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead. What were you saying?
It would be absolutely incorrect to refer to it as fun, but I think if she interviewed me on a completely different subject, it'd be enjoyable for me.
Did you
She's got real
apologize?
skills.
Apologize to her personally?
Yes, I did.
He didn't. In fact, he just said, I would like to apologize. He never actually said, I'm sorry. Which is something that's like a pet peeve of mine. When people are like, I would like to apologize. And then they're like, that's my apology. It's like, nah, dog, you didn't say I'm sorry. You just said you'd like to apologize.
Before and during.
That's good. How would you rate yourself during the interview?
At least an 8.
Okay, so I'll ask you,
I was.
What would have made you a 10?
I'm probably the only thing is more preparation as far as, because I really did not think a lot about a variety of questions so that I could have in my mind. I realized there were some things semi-philosophically, only happened maybe 3 times, but where I'm like, wow, I haven't considered this specific thing, like the Molly thing, at all. That's a damn good question. But
now that she
yeah.
asked you that, so I know. So you're saying you'd rate yourself about an 8, and she was a 9. So that's good. That's a
Yeah.
17 out of 20 overall. You know, that's a more than passing grade. But now that you've had a chance to look back, are there any apologies that you made to maybe Tiffany Lockhart, Molly? I don't know who else you did apologize to, or were there any of those that you would redo, or would those still stand as is?
They would stand. One thing she said that was fucking brilliant. She says, how about the people who defended you as far as...
You mean the shit that Wes told you like 2 calls ago that you just weren't fucking paying attention to, I guess, because you don't have enough space in that dented brain of yours?
helping take the video down and stuff. Do you want to let people know that they absolutely were not in collusion? I just, they acted completely out of ignorance of the situation, and I apologize to them specifically, the people who I know
Who was
had the
that?
video reported. Danny G, TCAP Recipes.
Danny G.
I may have forgotten Euro. Rhoda, I think.
Oh, what role has has Euro? 'Cause I know he seems to be pretty. I know you haven't been reading comments or anything, but it's good that you did mention those people, because that was going to be one of the things I didn't want to bring up prior to the interview. But those are the people who were probably feeling
Rhonda
the most hurt in all this. Having comments made about you. I mean, the thing said about Molly was horrible, and that's what that's going to do is make less people willing to show themselves on cam, and less people are going to shrink back, because no one wants to be judged like that or treated like that. But the people who defended you, who in streams were defending you and talking about this troll, and then they felt like they were missed on the apology. So it's good that you did that was brought up to you. And why do you think maybe you forgot that and you left them out originally?
I was so concentrated on people that I had hurt as far as objectifying them and stuff that I didn't even say, hey, wait a minute. People took down that video that shouldn't have been taken down.
Mm-hmm.
Because they thought, as I originally thought, that it was just the troll part 2. And I clarified in the interview that there were definitely more than one person. I said,
Why? He was so obsessed with making sure people knew, I'm being trolled by more than one person. I'm a big shot. Like, dude, nobody cares. Stop. His priorities are so fucking weird.
the term whistleblower. I don't know if I used it consistently, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that there was someone at an earlier time, because it had been going on for a while, where they would go into live streams, impersonate me, insult me.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay. Did you open or close with a joke like we had talked about?
I did not.
Did you change your mind?
mentioned that to her. I mentioned that to her, and she thought it would be a bad idea, that people would think that I was taking things lightly,
Oh, okay.
not being serious.
Okay.
And I tended to agree.
Well, I know when we first spoke on Friday, your idea was to do an apology with some jokes. So I didn't know if maybe adding some a bit of lightheartedness to it would have helped you in the process. But she thought it would be a bad idea, and you went with it. So that's how do you feel about that now? Do you wish you would have done that joke, or?
No, I think she was right. I didn't want any white people to think. I was like, oh.
I thought he said at first, I didn't want any white people to think. I'm like, that's a very Jorrun thing to say, because he thinks he's not white.
Oh, there he is, a joke, not taking it serious. Because what a few people would feel like that, so.
Okay. Now, I know you said earlier that your apology video, hold on, Alexa, off. You said that your apology video, you would have rated it that a 9.
Yeah.
And I know you haven't looked at any of the comments or anything like that. But now that you've had your talk with mini syllables, what would you rate that apology now?
I would say, if not a 9, an 8, and 8 only.
He wanted to give himself a 10 out of 10, but he knew that, like, nobody's perfect, so he didn't give himself a 10 out of 10. I can't.
As far as I should have, as she brought up in my thing.
Danny, I imagine you say that to your Siri every day now.
Apologize to the people who were helping me get the video.
Mm-hmm. Because what I think is because it was brought up, are some people going to think, oh, it was just a self-serving apology to save face. He wasn't really apologizing, or he would have mentioned those people who.
Yeah.
As far as I knew, you and Chef are friends, and we're making plans to hang out and stuff like that. So some people are going to say, oh, you would think that would be the first people that he would. Among the first people he wanted to apologize to. So if he didn't do that, it's because he was just looking to save his reputation. And what would your reply kind of be to that?
I would say what I just said to you, which was I absolutely did not think about how they were being mistreated, and not only that people would look at them, with a sideways look.
I don't think anyone is. That's the thing. I don't actually think anyone is. I think it was just a concern. Of theirs. They felt bad. So what would have made your apologies an 8 now, back from a 9 to 8, what would have made that a 10?
I honestly don't know. I'm one of those people where pretty much I never give anything the perfect score because
What'd I tell ya? What'd I fucking tell ya?
I'm like, perfection doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, with the rewrites that you helped me with and stuff with that last one, I'm like, okay, I have mentioned everything I can think of. I've been direct, and especially with that last line you gave me, I'm like, okay, this is not some guy trying to, sweep over things or minimize. This is boom.
Direct, yeah, no ambiguity. So, because that wasn't really an answer. What would have made it a 10 in your opinion? For yourself and for others, you can't.
I don't know.
So then how can you give?
The main thing.
How can you give it an 8 if you don't know what a 10 is?
Okay. In that case,
it's like how can you describe dark if you can't describe light?
That's some fucking Darman shit right there. That how can you describe dark if you can't describe light? Like that's fucking Darman shit.
You know what I mean?
I honestly don't know. Maybe I should say a 9, and then what would have been the 10 would have been
mentioning those
apologizing to the people who had. Yeah, that would have got it right where it should be.
Now that the mini syllable stuff is done, and I mean you got that in the can, you got your apology thing done. What's your next step as far as your channel? When do you feel like you'll be able to start making some content again?
Darwaz!
I do not know. I have one video that I had planned to go. I have to make a decision if I even want to have a channel or if people want me to have a channel. By want, I mean, would support me.
Well, what do you want?
I don't know, Wes. I mean, I've loved it in the past. It's been a great art.
Oh, hey, Tegan. Jorrun, just admit you want to come back to YouTube. Consider you made a channel 3 weeks after this. It's clear you wanted to stay on YouTube. Just be honest. He wouldn't be in this mess if he was just honest with himself and everybody.
Artistic release for me, but it just seems so tainted now. Something I didn't mention to you. It's not a big secret or anything, but I took down my Patreon. I don't even want people to give me money right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, let me at least take that down. And by that I mean, people being able to donate money to me.
No, yeah, I understand that. But what is it that you would want? When would you want, if it was up to you, when would you want to release this? What kind of video is it?
It's a original comedy song.
Oh, okay.
Original comedy song. I just... What the fuck?
When would you want to be able to release that if it were up to you?
That's something I have not thought about.
Yeah, you have. I know you have. Let's be honest.
Not real.
Sure.
What should I say? A
Sure.
week, a month? I mean,
You say the truth, but I know you've thought about it. You can't tell me you haven't.
well, I would have deleted it if I didn't think about it at all.
Okay, but you just told me that you hadn't thought about it.
Jinx! Original. Comedy. Song.
So let's remain honest here.
Well, okay. Well, when I say thought about it, I mean I haven't thought of. It's going to be Wednesday. Boom. I have not put.
But that's not what I'm asking. I'm
timeline.
saying if it was up to you, when would that video be posted?
I guess in a week, if I
A,
still
w-
decide.
a week. Homie, a week? You want to do this shit in a week?
For the channel.
What is there something making you decide that maybe you want to get rid of it? So the apology said, your content going forward. So it was pretty much saying that this channel would remain and you would continue making content. So has that changed since yesterday?
That is the line I almost removed. That was the line I almost removed.
Then why didn't you?
As far as going forward.
You know what? You know what Jorrun needs to do? Like, he needs to be like, all right, what is the course of action I should do? What is the best course of action I need to do? And then do the opposite, because it's clear that whatever action he takes is the wrong one.
Because I have been, and I still am, do I even want to continue going with this channel?
Mm-hmm.
And the most honest and direct way I can say is I don't know. My mindset has certainly been on everything else is the priority. And I do love making comments. Ugh, that's it. I do love making content, and it's been great. I had, 3 months of
3-woman.
pumping out a lot, and I love the creative process, and I love making people laugh. That hasn't gone away.
Yeah.
I feel everything is like really tainted now. Plus the question of, I haven't checked. For all I know, I've had 100 unsubscribed. That's
He only had like 130 or some shit. He really acted like fucking... He really acted like he Colleen Ballinger over here. Like, what?
No, it's nothing that drastic at this point. So when these types of things happen, you've seen it with my own videos that a lot of people start coming forward, and with your history of that screen name, there are going to be a lot of people coming forward. Is there anything, and I'm asking you now directly, and I'm not saying who has or has not come forward or been contacted, but was there anything, is anyone from your comedy troupe going to say anything that, yeah, they saw this before, or there were signs of this, or anything like that?
as far as
Inappropriateness, or...
Gotcha. No, the only person who, let me just run through my thoughts. The only person who knows my channel exists is the original guy who I actually want to have on the channel.
First, now I'm not talking about anyone being aware of your channel. I'm talking about there's things that have been posted, and I guess there was a background in massage, which I didn't know anything. Of course, I don't care about any of that. But this is what happens. People start deep diving. And I'm saying if anyone is contacted from Funny Please, is there anything that any of them would say, like, oh yeah, I saw this coming, or something like that happened with females within the troupe, or is there anything like that?
To be fair, nobody wanted to see Jorrun coming.
Never?
No, I did very briefly date one of
No, you
the
didn't,
women.
Jorrun.
Okay.
So she knows about my proclivities. There absolutely was one who was a member of the troupe for about a year.
Proclivities
She left
regarding
months after I left.
the
As
genie
far as the
stuff,
genie fetish.
or the children stuff or just the genie stuff?
Just the genie stuff.
Okay. And then again, like I said, you know, I can't say who has or has not reached out yet, or who will or will reach out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Have you contacted high school girls at any time?
Chupa, I feel like he probably wasn't lying. I think he actually thought they were a thing. Like, I don't think he was intentional. Not intentional. No, I don't think he was, like, intentionally trying to, like, beef up his bravado. I think he actually thought they were together. Because he's a weirdo.
No.
Never ever.
Never. I'm sorry. You know what I was going to say.
No, go ahead, do it. Do it. Yeah, drop the.
Never ever.
Okay, so never once have you. No one's going to come forward with any receipts proving otherwise.
And he's still fucking. He's still like, nah, nobody's going to say shit about me. And then all of his, like, a bunch of his troop mates came out and were like, yeah, he was a fucking weirdo. Like, what? Jorrun, come on.
Correct.
Okay. And then just to be clear, because I want to be clear, when you say that you were looking at high school girls and pleasuring yourself, what age were these high school girls? And I want honesty, not honesty tomorrow. Let's get honesty today.
Yes. 17, 18, absolutely.
And you're sure of that?
I would, to cover myself, I'll say as low as 16.
Yikes. If you have to say as low as 16 to cover yourself, that's a big fucking yikes, man.
You're sure of that?
Yes.
How could you be sure of that?
With my memory and as long as I've done, I cannot be absolute, but there is a part of me that very much looks at younger girls and shudders.
Clearly not. If you're sitting here jerking off to him. If you're sitting here jerking off to him, then why... You'd be shuddering, all right, but not in the way you're trying to make us sound.
Shudders in what way?
In the thought of being sexual, speaking sexually. No. I have a little bit of the... I was never a father, so I'm not going to pretend I know how, but there's a little bit of the protectiveness within me.
Mm-hmm.
And see, Tegan, it was great to see you in here.
I know I asked you the question the other day about, looking back and how your behavior was, and a lot of the things on your channel being about being an alpha. Now, in the clear light of day, are you an alpha? Is that who you are?
Alpha at all. I have not behaved alpha at all. The most alpha thing I've done in the past couple of days is call that doctor and say I need help.
No, well, I'll agree. Admitting that you need help is a really big first step, but then, of course, believing it yourself and following through is the most important. And I think that's
why I like your idea of a follow-up video.
Yeah, I think people want to see that, especially if you plan on keeping your channel and releasing those things. If you want people to support you, show them that you're not like everyone else, that you are taking this seriously and actually moving forward with it. Because when you're talking about looking at high school girls as young as 16, I mean, it's impossible to tell. I'm sure there were some...
Like, legit, I see, like, my brother's a high schooler, and, like, I'll, like, see, like, him and his friends, and I'm like, y'all literally look like y'all look the same age. Like, no matter what their age is. Like, freshman year to senior year, they all just look the same to me.
Some 14 and 15-year-olds mixed in there, and whether you want to admit it or not, I think we both know that, right?
It is impossible to tell sometimes.
Jorrun,
I agree with you.
Could you admit that they were as young as 14 or 15? Because if you can't admit it to yourself, how are you going to admit it to a counselor? How are you going to admit it to anyone if you can't admit it to yourself?
I intend to say every single thought I've had when I'm there with a counselor. I intend to hold back nothing.
But I'm asking you right now, can you admit that they were probably as young as 14 and 15?
It's possible, yeah.
Okay. And was that also on Instagram when you were searching for the genie stuff, or?
No. I am I don't know if you even necessarily want to hear this. I am not attracted to petite women. I tend to like...
Sir? What does that got to do with anything?
bigger butts, bigger breasts. I've almost never dated someone who would be called petite. And
Hey, Lawrence
Well, that's weird
Burnfriend.
because Molly's tiny, and you had no problem sexualizing her in her comments. And she's like, she's petite.
he's in great shape. Absolutely. I was looking at those yoga pants in the wrong way.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Obama.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of, I think a lot of the women that you were sexualizing, you know, would be considered attractive women by all.
Okay.
So, no, so I'm just saying that doesn't really match up with what you're saying. So because my question was it on Instagram that you were seeing these girls that you were sexualizing, and you said no, and then you said I like bigger women. What does that have to do with Instagram or where you were finding them?
I mean, in general, what I've been attracted to is women with more thick figures, fuller figures.
Then why is every, like, genie you sexualize, like, fit the standard definitions of beauty, Jorrun?
Especially a lot of the belly dancers that have been falling for years and sexualizing.
They're not
Unless he thinks that, like, that's thick. Maybe he's just that stupid. He thinks that's thick.
Instagram.
Bigger breasts. They are.
Bigger
John,
breasts.
Where were you finding the high school girls and whatnot that you were pleasuring yourself to? I mean, was it Instagram? Where was it that you were finding these? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And you're telling me that you
Gotcha.
liked bigger women. They're two different. There's an answer to a question I didn't ask.
I see. Yeah. In the past, it has been Instagram.
Okay. I mean, so that's definitely something that you're going to want to avoid and, talk with the therapist or whoever.
A fucking therapist.
So I know you did speak in the earlier versions of the apology letter about wanting to help the others if possible. And if there was something that you could say to someone who was going through this, because I'm personally glad you left that out of the apology. I think it would have been really disingenuous then, but now, again, in the clear light of day, if you had a message to someone who maybe was thinking about leaving these types of comments or doing these types of things, what would that message be?
Get professional help.
When?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Don't wait. Don't wait for something bad to happen. Don't wait for you to get too quote-unquote tempted or what have you.
Yeah.
He likes to say quote-unquote a lot, too. Like, why you say it so much? Quote-unquote. Like, shut up.
It's never the time to ask, right? One of the comments that was, cause there were a couple of live streams, it was crazy, like 1:30 in the morning, a live stream with 60 people, talking about this. Oh, and I'll be honest, Chris Hansen has reached out to me about this, and I don't even know how he found out about it. I don't know if it's just to fishing for information or to find out what's going on, but he has reached out, and that's a pretty big deal. But one of the things that was said over and over by, well, I'll say Danny G, was
Danny G.
apologize the minute he found out about this. Friday night.
I agree.
Then why didn't you, dude? I was wrong. I was dumb. I was naive. I was stupid. Like, bro, you are stupid.
Do you think that apology would have been genuine, though?
Friday night?
Mm-hmm.
Not nearly as genuine as it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I was still in denial, still worried much more about not embarrassing myself, worried much, and that's what I say in mini syllables. She's like, how? I was, when this first happened, all I cared about was my reputation and, damage control.
Mm-hmm.
What reputation? Nobody knew who you were.
Getting ahead of it, putting it all out there so that no one else can tell your story for you.
Yeah.
That's what that's what the
like
police.
The fact that told me.
That's what that's what the police do when they sit those people down for the interrogation. They go, I don't think you're a bad guy. Tell me your story so that I don't have to tell it for you. In that case, you get a lawyer, right? You don't talk to them. But in your case, you wanted to tell your story before someone else did, because then they just fill in the blanks, and then they try and figure out what you're not saying with receipts, and they start contacting people to verify things that you said, and it's just a lot. But because that's really what I want to do. The apology came out yesterday. You have the interview with Minnie. What is your overall takeaway, like, just to kind of close things out? Because I believe that now it's time for you to start whatever work it is that you have to do to improve, and not focus on this all day. And so, what would be your final takeaway of all of it?
When you say takeaway, as far as what I've learned, or as
Oh
far
God.
However you take that, whether it's what you learned, whatever it is.
My main concern by far is getting the help as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think I told you, but in case I didn't, he contacted me, sent me the form.
Yeah.
It's all been signed. It's already been emailed, so I'm just waiting for him. That is my main concern. Right now, between you and me, I feel asexual. I don't even want to flirt with anyone.
Ooh, me asexuality. What? What's the point of that? Like, why is he sitting here saying, Wes, I'm not horny? Like, nobody cares. We don't care if you're horny or not. And the fact that he's still calling it flirting, like, you can tell he's still just minimizing it in his mind. He doesn't think this is serious. He's still calling it flirting.
I want to put my energy into anything and everything else. I've been deleting friends from my Facebook that I know looking at them will turn it on. I've been deleting people I follow on Instagram. I don't even want to masturbate. Shit.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, that's why I can put it.
That's really, kind of what I wanted to.
Oh, shit. Hold on. I just realized I didn't put the donation things back up. Give me just a second. Where the hell is it? Hold on. I know how to do this. I'm smart. Tip ticker, jar, credits. Where's the alert box? Game widget, charity, sponsor, stream, chat, donation, goal, subscription goal, poll. Give me a second. I'm blind as fuck. Application, audio, VR, game capture. Browser source. Why am I not seeing that? Oh, there it is. I'm stupid. Alright, hold on. Let me replay this.
Y'all gonna make me cry. Stop it now. There's my flyers, guys. I'm gonna get an old picture of them and put them in there.
3 years ago today, Wine Lover returned to the community and streamed about the Jorrun situation. During that live stream, the death of Tony Farmer was announced to the community, in the chat. Euro was also beginning his biggest victim phase.
Ooh, me victimhood. Listen, if Euro is asexual, that's fine, because I'm gay. So like I get that vibe, and I'm friends with a lot of gay people, and I'm friends with a couple asexuals too. But like, he loved to bring up, oh, Jorrun would make comments about my asexuality. It's like, okay.
To get to the
And
bottom of and just kind of check in and see how you were feeling with everything that was done, and making sure that once that apology was out there.
Jesus Christ, homie just brought fucking Dialga, I guess.
You know, I think at some point you should look at the comments and start processing those, because that's going to be a part of this. You know, gauge how the community is feeling about this. I mean, when you have people who haven't done streams in months or haven't, I mean, I don't, when's the last
We are a rising.
time Wine Lover did a stream, and
Yeah.
and those people are talking about it? That's attention that you wanted, but not the attention that you wanted at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
You know, so I highly suggest you go and look at those and start processing those whenever you're ready. I gotta get out of here. I have to take my kid to the shooting range. But do you have a joke or a quote or anything that is helping you through this, or? Because I feel like you're probably the kind of person who, like,
I love how, like, Jorrun was clearly apprehensive here, but he was such a fucking pussy boy that he couldn't be like, Wes, I don't think this is the time for that. Like, he was just like, let me think here, and, like, actually took it, like, bro, Jorrun, stop.
to liven things up with comedy and, you know, make dark situations within your life. A little gallows humor.
Yeah, definitely. I should be sent to an island.
I should be sent to an island. What would that island be called?
Incarceration Island, as Chef would say.
I think that's your...
We get it. You're friends with Chef. Like, bro, we understand the joke that you are friends. Like, what are you talking about? Stop it.
I think that's your next song right there. All right, man. Well, you know, I'll be around, and if you want to reach out on Skype, I'm there. But like I said, you know, like I made clear from that first message, you know, it's impossible to promote and that type of thing with what's gone on. But, you know, I am pulling for you to get better in all this and really stick with it and make it a priority to change, because this isn't who anyone wants to be or what anyone wants to be known for.
Hell no.
So no one wants to be a cautionary tale.
Fuck yeah. Wes, I don't know why you've given me so much of your time and support.
That's what I do.
That's all Wes is known for, his time and support and apology calls.
This is what I do.
Well, you know what? I will tell you something moderately funny. I had ideas for sketches, and a couple of them where I called you. I was going to do one sketch where I ran out of ideas, and I called various members of the community who are bigger than me and do stuff. And I was going to do one where I call you, and
hey, Master Ravioli.
over-the-top goody two-shoes that you're like, oh, I have time before I go to the soup kitchen. How can I help you? Blah, blah, blah.
That's me. Yeah.
That is not how Wes is at all. Like I'm not saying Wes is a bad person. Fuck you, Wes. You're a bad person. No, but like I'd like to think that we all know Wes is like the dude who like fucks around and like trolls people because he thinks it's funny. Like and he is very fucking funny. Like Jorrun got the wrong read on him whatsoever. Like completely.
Totally me. That's me to perfection. Well, yeah, you should, I mean, you know, keep storyboarding those ideas. Who knows when Jorrun Comedy makes his comeback, right? Yeah, who doesn't love a comeback story?
The comeback kid.
You're a saint, Mr. Mouse.
That's what they call me. As Brittany Simon said, I'm a little angel. So
there you go.
Little angel.
She knows what she's talking about.
She does. She absolutely knows what she's talking about. All right, so you know, do what you need to do, and look at that video when you can. And any questions pop up, you just contact me on Skype.
Thanks so much.
That's the thing, Wes. Like he has never spent a day in his life talking to you like as you. Like he's always just been trying to talk to you as like, I'm Jorrun Comedy and I want to talk to Wes so I can get pop. Like he knows nothing about you. And yet he's sitting here trying to be like the bona fide expert on like how to write you his shit. Like, okay.
Okay. Bye.
Alright. Y'all want to listen to fucking Tegan yell at Jorrun before I go? I think I want to listen to that. Because it's very good. Yeah, he just assumes your character is who you are. Like, it's just very clear that he is no... Oh, wait. I think... Hold on. I think I have the... Like, I think I liked the original, because I know you sent it to me before. Let me double check. Like, it might be in my liked videos. Hold on, let me figure it. Shit, I don't think I have it in my liked videos. Wait, no I do! I got it. Since the, why did that person just kill me? What the fuck? Why did that person just kill me? Let me take this off the screen and we can, well, actually, does it have... No, it doesn't. Okay. Just the beginning has Jorrun's name in it, but I'll not show that part. Give me just a sec. Since my fucking settings got fucked up, I gotta resize my shit. Hold on. Here, I'm gonna just, like, go to a random part in the call so that we don't see Jorrun's name, because I don't want to dox him. I don't want to be like, oh, I didn't know I can't dox people. Oh. Oh, me IBS. Oh. What? That looks like ass. Why is it doing that? Reset. And then... There, hold on. Hold on.
Hello? Huh?
Stefan, you better start talking.
Okay.
His name is still on the screen. That's why I'm not showing it.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I fucked up very, very badly.
No, like, fucked up is drinking a little bit too much and hitting on a girl at a bar even after she says no one too many times.
There we
and
go.
You always have to, like, carry you out. That's I fucked up. This is systematic years of patent behavior.
Yeah.
That's not fucked up. That's like, beyond. You piece of shit, dude.
It's so much better seeing his face during this.
Please correct me. Please correct me. Because the way that I'm understanding this is that you're like a fucking con man. I mean, I was conned. You really ingratiated yourself into an online network of people whose sole existence is to shame sexual predators, and you went into that group and poked and prodded at people who are victims of sexual predators and friends and family of sexual predators to find damaged people and be a sexual predator upon a group of community built against sexual predators. Am I understanding this right, Stefan?
You're pretty close.
Piece of shit.
Ah! The fucking noises! Ah!
Piece of shit. You piece of shit. Do you know? You know, forget, I'm not even worried about the fact that Funny Please is dead right now. It's absolutely dead, and you killed it.
You!
All people. You. All the shit you talked about Steve
and Derek
and everybody else, Ian and everybody, and it was you that put the final death nail in it. But I'm not even worried about that. Because, to be honest, the loss of my 5 years of my life, of my art, of my time, of my effort, of my energy pales in comparison to what you did to these girls.
To these girls.
Piece of
Sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of him. I really like his voice. His accent is very good.
shit. And maybe your YouTube friends won't tell you how it is because they're scared to talk straight to you because they don't want to use the right language because they might get demonetized. Well, I'm fucking unsponsored, Stefan, so I'm going to tell you how it is. What you did is fucked.
You are fucked.
I am ashamed of knowing you. I was on the phone with you, messaging you. So as you knew this shit was going down, I had no idea. I didn't even know this community T capital. I didn't even know it existed. Okay? But I cannot believe what you've done to this group of people. And I can't believe that I provided a platform to you.
Oh, Tegan.
I'm ashamed. I thought of you as a brother, as a partner. And you had me conned. And to make it even worse, Stefan, is you used accomplishments that we had to
Oh! Why is he doing this? Like, what is he fucking doing? Oh! What the fuck is wrong with him?
on these people. Things that I provided for you, you used as ammunition on these people, you piece of shit. And you were on the phone with me, we was messaging, I was telling you just the other day, I'm just so grateful you're such a friend of mine, because I didn't know any of this shit, because I've been in the dark about who you are for years, apparently.
How are you such an ingrate against people who put up with your unfunniness and supported the trash work, and you look down on them? Yeah! Like, it really sounds like Funny Please was, like, the kindest group of people to him. And this is what he did.
And you didn't even give me a heads up. You didn't even say, hey, Tegan, I did terrible things, and I'm finally going to face the consequences for my horrible actions. There's going to be massive fallout. You might want to get ahead of it. You didn't even give me that option. All this time...
Jorrun on the other lawn gripping his genie lamps and shaking in his gold shoes.
I thought that I was the risk. This whole time, I thought you working with me was going to be damaging for your career. I worked every day to do right by you. And you piece of shit.
Oh, this is so good. This really is like, mwah, chef-free kiss. Like fucking,
mwah. You not only shit on my dreams and my friends' dreams, but you've hurt people, and you're not even sorry. I heard that as sorry excuse. You're not extremely sorry, Stefan. Saying a word like sincere does not mean that you're sincere. It's pure posturing. The terrible thing is if you hadn't gotten caught, and even after you got caught, you tried lying and you victim blamed, you piece of shit. After you were caught, you victim blamed. And you got other people in this community to rally against one of your victims, you piece of shit. Yes!
No.
Right, everything you're saying is true.
That's all you gotta say? That's all you gotta say, homie? Oh, poor Tegan.
You piece of shit. Fuck you. You fucking piece of shit. I'm ashamed. I never thought of you as a friend. You piece of shit. You piece of shit.
This is so good! Like, you could see and hear the pain in this man's voice. And him just calling him a piece of shit is so fucking cathartic right now.
I hope to God that you find a way to not be a threat to society. get yourself institutionalized, you piece of shit. I'm done with you. Funny Please is over, and you're the reason why, and that pales in comparison to the evils that you've put upon others.
The evils that you have put upon others. That is such a raw line right there. Nothing else compares to the evils you have put upon others. Like, holy shit, Tegan is spitting the rawest fucking lines in this.
You piece of shit. I'm done.
Oh my god. That was so good. George should have opened with a joke! Oh my god. So yeah, that was insane. The whole saga was insane. We go from it was nothing to I was stupid to I should have just apologized as soon as I found out about it to, oh, you're pretty close, Tegan, as to what I did. You piece of shit. God damn. I think I'm gonna end it here though, because Wes is gonna go live in like 30 minutes. So here, hold on. I'll put the link to that. And let's see, pin. There we go. So yeah, if y'all feel like watching more streams, then you can head on over there. Thanks a lot, Jamie. I think I'll have a cigarette. Hey, Carlito. You came at the wrong time because I'm about to end, actually. This was cool, though. I don't have off till Wednesday, so y'all are probably not going to see me till then. Or at least till, like, Tuesday night. Yeah, no, this was fun. I'll see y'all next time, and I hope everybody has a good weekend.